Each week on The Dish, we have chefs share their food and oftentimes a new cookbook. And while we talk about the food on the pages within, the photos often go overlooked. Until this morning. Evan Sung is a lifestyle and travel photographer behind some of those very delectable images. He's found a way to combine his passions with his chef's foods to give us so much more than just a taste of the dishes.
So let's see where your hands would be.
Creating a great cookbook requires all the right ingredients. A collaboration of chef,
the wok is ready,
stylist,
can I just tweak something just real quick?
And photographer.
Evan, that's your crop.
All must be aligned to capture
Yep.
the perfect plate.
That's gorgeous, Evan.
Easier done than described, according to acclaimed food photographer Evan Sung.
It's hard to articulate sometimes. It's just a feeling of that looks right or that something doesn't look right there. Every dish that comes up is a surprise. Every image is a little story you're trying to tell.
The photographs, meant to complement the recipe for a dish, are works of art in their own right.
So then, yes, this chicken should come in.
The most exciting part of the cookbook for me has been the photography process.
The dish itself looks good, Asha?
And seeing your food come to life.
Nice shot.
Yeah.
In just a few months, this one from Chef Asha Gomez and Sung will end up in bookstores.
Cool. I like that.
I like that a lot.
Like Books Are Magic in Sung's Brooklyn neighborhood.
And this was a book we did with Padma Lakshmi and the amazing spice store Kalustians. It's like encyclopedia of just different spice blends.
Sung has photographed a who's who of culinary royalty, including sushi chef Morimoto, butcher Pat LaFrida, and baker Dominique Ansel, who released Everyone Can Bake last month. It's the latest in Sung's catalog, which now fills an entire bookshelf.
Any standouts that you can show me?
Sure.
We looked at 2015's Senegal by Harlem chef Pierre Chiam.
Oh, the color there is beautiful.
The pair took 3 trips to capture Chiam's home country.
I was just excited to be seeing everything and meeting all these people, eating street food. The people are just amazing looking, the landscape, the wardrobe. So it was about capturing a whole country.
Experiences like that inspire the 44-year-old Sung.
Shooting food requires some sensitivity and technical know-how, but shooting the food just by itself is not, for me, the end goal. You know, it's connecting to something larger than that.
When you first picked up that camera, could you have imagined what you are doing now?
Yeah, not at all. Not at all. It sort of feels like surfing in a way. You just sort of, you catch the wind, you catch the wave, and you just kind of go.
That way of thinking originally led Sung to study philosophy at NYU. He was studying literature in California when he broke up with his girlfriend and abruptly moved home, taking refuge in his emerging hobby.
Just felt like going home with my tail between my legs. And photography was something that really was helping me process a lot of the stuff I was going through in California, self-portraits, just exploring that creative side. Cliche, I'm not sure, but it felt like a great outlet.
And then something clicked.
My parents have always been really supportive, and they just asked me, so do you think you can make any money doing it? I said, I don't know. And then they're like, okay, well, good luck.
He found work as an assistant in a stock photography studio before embarking on a long-shot trip to Paris.
I decided, okay, I'm an experienced assistant in New York. Should be no problem to find work out there.
The hubris of you.
Yeah, exactly. So I went out. I had my savings, and I went out, and I gave it a shot. I was out there for 3 weeks, 4 weeks. I met as many people as I could, and I just sort of felt like, well, I gave it a shot. It's not really going to work out. Yeah. And then I met him.
Him is Giacomo Bretzel, an Italian photographer who was looking for an assistant.
We met, we hit it off. He said, what are you doing next week? I'm going to Italy. I was like, I guess I'm going to Italy. It taught me that this little camera could open up so many doors and really lead to all these amazing experiences.
After a year overseas, Sung moved back to New York and picked up work for the New York Sun.
One of the first things they assigned me was a restaurant story, and I said, oh, I know how to shoot food. I did that with Giacomo, my photographer in Paris, and they liked it, and I liked it, and it sort of started from there.
Through his camera, Sung has seen the world, from Senegal to Iceland to southern India, where he traveled with Atlanta chef Asha Gomez for the New York Times.
To see her so full of emotion, seeing the country again and seeing the food again, the landscape was really just the most thrilling.
Sung also shot her first cookbook, My Two Souths.
I mean, look at that. He just poof.
And they've reunited for her second.
He allows me to have my creative process, and only when he knows that my process is complete and I have put that plate of food down is when he starts his creative process.
Should we see like more noodle here, or?
Yeah. Well,
He's capturing me and the essence of my food, which I think is what makes a brilliant photographer.
I love it.
It's what he sees, but it's not about him. It's about the food, and it's about the chef that's made the food.
Get that gram.
Yes, the gram.
Are you feeling?
When somebody picks up a cookbook that you've shot, what do you hope they take away from your photos?
I mean, that's an interesting question. Where I'm really looking is with my collaborator. You know, I want them to take away from the image, sort of whatever they have in their mind's eye of what they do, that it feels like that. For the consumer out there, you know, I want them to want the food, to have their appetite awakened and the desire to make it. But yeah, ultimately for me, I could also just make it a little tighter. The interest is in the creation of it.
I'm happy.
Do that. Yeah. If you're happy, then we're done.
Mission accomplished with all those photos. By the way, guys, I want to point out, so obviously Sung is completely tied to the restaurant industry, which so many people are struggling right now. So to help all those employees that are struggling, he's part of a fundraiser on his Instagram page, which is Evan Sung NYC. You can go there, you can look through all of his photos. For certain costs for different sizes, you can get a print. He'll make sure you get the print, have it printed for you and sent to you, and those funds will then go help restaurant employees. So you can check it out.
You know, Dana, this is a real specialty. I did the dish last week on the author of Jubilee, and she talked about it taking her a year to find the perfect photographer for her cookbook. Tony Tipton Martin found the person, and she went forward.
As usual, while watching and doing our show, I'm hungry. Nice job, Dana.